welcome back for our episode 50 of Animus Absentis. I'm really excited that we've got 50 episodes. It's so wild to me. And it's going to be an interesting episode, I think. A lot of stuff going on that's going to make the galaxy a more interesting place. Before we jump into all of that, I'm going to say a few words about our sponsors and then let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll jump into it. So sponsors, let me just get those links into chat. Our Fundamental RPG, that's the system that this game runs on. It is a genre-less system, so you can use it for anything from high fantasy to sci-fi, obviously, and everything in between. If you want to pick up your a physical copy, you can do so at Amazon, or if you prefer digital versions like a PDF, you can pick that up at coffee.com/raven, like it says at the bottom of the screen. And the PDF is half off until the end of the month, so you can get it for less than $10, which is a pretty good deal. Also at coffee.com/raven, you can find Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. A bunch of pretty cool products with a tabletop theme to them. And also, finally, we've got Die Hard Dice, which they sell amazing metal and polymer dice sets and accessories. You can check all of that out at dieharddice.com. I highly recommend checking out the Fae Bloom set in particular. It's a really pretty set that I have my eye on right now. And I think that is everything. So those are our sponsors, and then if you want to catch up on this show or any others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. So let's go to introductions, starting with the top left with Jay. Tell us a little bit about Sparky and yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Jay, or Alien Jays. I'm a writer and a game dev, and you can find me on Twitter and itch.io at Alien Jays. Tonight I'm playing Sparky, who is like the resident filler, more or less. They were a clone, or I guess are a clone, of Rip, who is an assassin, and they were trained to be assassin before they lost their mind and are now an anxiety-riddled mess. They're trying to grapple with all the stuff that they've gone through the new lens of Billy, who is their new potential crewmate, and it's really coming to a head about how much stuff has happened to the crew as a whole and as Sparky as an individual. So they're trying to grapple with that and make terms with it.
Cool. Next we'll hop over to Vanessa. Tell us a little bit about Annie and yourself. Or V, sorry. You're not in trouble because I used your full name.
No, it's okay. I got you. Hi, I'm Vanessa, or V. I am an artist. I work in both traditional media as well as digital art. And if you'd like to take a look at any of my stuff, you can certainly do so. I have an art Twitter, which is at Pepero Draws. That's Pepero like the candy. But I play Annie, who is the kind of space anonymous of this universe, I guess, or one of them. Kind of like a Robin Hood deal. She used to steal sensitive information from large corporations, but rather than give to the poor, she would steal that information and sell it to the less larger corporations and make a little bit of cash on that. But now she is just trying to figure her shit out. She recently got her brother back, along with her memories. And yeah, she's just trying to navigate what comes to them now as a group and deal with the shit that they've gotten themselves into. Yeah, that's me and that's Annie.
Awesome. Next we've got Alex. Tell us a little bit about Billy and yourself.
Hello, I'm Alex. Another thing I wanted to give as a bit of a boost towards Raven's system that she's got going here is, do you like your favorite video games? Do you wish they had a better story? That is what this system is for. We've already done Water, which is based off of Subnautica. We did this game, which is based off a TV show. We also got things like Hunters of Calamity, which got based off of
Borderlands
games and stuff, and all of it works. The system is that flexible. So yes, hi, I'm Alex. I am a digital artist. and I bop around here and stuff. And yeah, I'm playing Billy Briggs. She's brand new. They found her ticking on their ship, and she doesn't really, she doesn't really want to be disarmed. Would be grateful.
Yep, that's fair. All right, and then last but not least, Goody, tell us about Captain and yourself.
Hi, I am Goody. I play Captain. Captain is an android. She is a Black Ops murder android, but she doesn't really know the full extent of why that is or where she comes from. But she is trying her best to understand these really obnoxious humans, and all their annoying feelings. But doing her best to get a general idea of what those feelings mean and how she has to work around them, while looking like probably the least threatening thing in the galaxy. Until she turns her eyes on. But
Drop AIDS out of her arm.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. When she's not in murder mode. Yeah, Mars is haunted. But yeah, it's a good time.
Awesome. Then I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, most of which are tabletop related or adjacent. My link tree is there in chat, or if you can't see chat because you're watching later, it is linktr.ee/theraven, like it's spelled below my face. And then I play everybody else in the galaxy, including Daisy, Seth, and Liam, who are our crew members. I think that's still the only crew members that we've picked up, right? I didn't forget anybody. Our crew has a tendency to adopt everyone, so they are all great characters, though. And yeah, last session you dropped off your passenger that you picked up with your new ship that we're still calling New Ship. Oh yeah, well, that's right. It was Garth. I forgot about that. Yeah, you were gonna take Garth with you, but he was busy. That's right. You picked up a bunch of cargo, which you've been able to deliver. I do not remember how many credits I said that you earned for that, but I'm assuming somebody wrote it down. Awesome.
Me.
So yeah, you've arrived at Pezzo Station 329, which is a PezCon hub, which is basically like Space Amazon. Yeah, it's a fairly busy station. It's between Mars and Ceres, so it's in a sort of a key spot in the Sol Galaxy, and there's a lot of people. Not necessarily a ton of people that you need to avoid. There is a GPF presence on the station, but it's not huge. Basically, as long as you aren't drawing attention to yourselves, they're not going to have a reason to pay attention to you. I am aware of how funny that statement is with this crew. But yeah, you're able to park and unload your cargo. They get you fueled up without any issue. And I do not remember how much I said it was going to take to fuel this one. I know it's more than the Lagrange, which was 10,000 credits. I think this one was 20, I want to say, because it's a much larger ship.
Mm-hmm. I'm just seeing.
I thought it was 30.
Was it 30?
I could see 30.
Because I remember it wasn't double. It was more than double.
Okay, then it probably was 30, yeah.
I'm gonna note that down.
All right. Thanks, V. I will fix that. Our captioner it's been locking up a lot today, and I don't know why. I just have to reset it every time it locks up, and then it works fine. There we go. All right, it's catching up. Sorry about that for anybody who's relying on Captioner to know what we're saying. I don't know why it's been locking up. Sorry about that. Anyways, aside from that, it's a similar layout to Fuel at Mats. So you've got the rings with sort of a big column in the middle, which is on most levels it's like a big seating or eating area or like conference rooms or something like that. The big difference is that this is a larger station, so it has 3 rings instead of just the 2. But you are currently on the middle one, which has the food court area, restaurants, bars, things like that. There's also some administrative offices on the other end, and there's this nice big sort of, it's not quite an arboretum, but there's a lot of plants intermingled among the tables and chairs. It's pretty busy. There's a lot of people milling about, but they're all like civilians or pilots or various things like that. There's also a section that has, it's like it's essentially like a space truck stop, because there's a lot of freighters that go in and out of here, and all they do is haul freight. So that's kind of the layout. And then, yeah, Sparky, you saw Rip. Rip saw you. He gave you the look like you don't see me, and then...
And I believe I flipped him off.
Yes, you did. And he just rolled his eyes and was like, whatever, and moved on.
Did you do it with a smile on your face?
I think so. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. At least a smirk. Yeah. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big. Did we need to do anything else on the station? Okay, here's the real question. Did we sell everything last session?
Did you, sorry.
Or drop everything off, sorry. Did we drop everything off that we were carrying?
Yeah, they're unloading everything. Okay. It'll take a little bit of time for them to unload the cargo, so you've got time to walk around if you want to. You've also got time to do some shopping if there's any gear or things that you want to pick up before going to do the Earth job.
Have we planned that like at all?
Daisy knows how to get in, and that's about as far as you've gotten.
Yeah, okay.
But this is basically like an Amazon mall, so literally anything that you could want aside from like military grade weapons are gonna be here.
So like nothing's here, really. I don't think Sparky's doing anything. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
Have y'all told Billy what you're planning on getting into?
Communication's not really our strong suit.
Nope.
No, I mean, I think Billy has probably figured out that we're not up to the most up and up things, but
at the same time,
we have not explicitly stated, yo, we're gonna go.
yeah, they haven't told her out. Well, they told her they wanted her off at the station. So, she's gonna head off the ship with her stuff.
Did we? Because I feel like there was a discussion about... I don't even remember exactly what it was, but it was something along the lines of, like, neither of us like the Corp. And there was something more to that, and I don't remember what it was.
Billy told Sparky about why they can't be their stuff, and Sparky told Billy their stuff, but there was there was nothing ever said beyond when Billy said, "I'm really sorry, I can be off at the next port," and got told, "You better be."
God, we're like an antisocial crew, aren't we?
I don't remember telling Billy that, like, she had to be gone.
Yeah, I don't recall that
Neither
either.
do
I believe you, but
Has it said you should stay though either. Nobody has disagreed when she has said, "I will leave."
That's true. That's true.
That's fair.
Probably because we're criminals and we don't want to involve her in it. Hey, random stranger that hitchhiked on our ship. Would you like to come with us to go break the law on like 5 different planets?
I mean, as long as you keep her hidden and safe and protected, she would be fine with that.
So
Is Billy
Captain's probably
good?
going to leave around the same time as Billy.
Okay.
And
Out towards the different dock areas to see like when the next ships are planning to leave and stuff, and where they're if they have a manifest of where they're heading.
Captain, not realizing quite where they're standing, is just going to walk up and say, were you able to purchase the correct charging dock?
No, but it's okay. I can probably just like turn off my eye for a while.
That's horrific. I would not turn off parts of my body, though I can turn myself off completely. Let's get a charging dock.
I'm probably gonna have to build my own, and that's a lot of money, and I can't really afford that.
Did I say that you were paying? Captain's going to do that thing that Annie did and link her arm.
By you right now, like, but
Just gonna link her arm to hers and say, we will find a charging dock. Or the parts you need to build one.
but I was gonna go like you wanted me to.
Who told you to go?
Y'all, I'm a ticker. Y'all found me. You want me to stay?
Were you planning on exacting some sort of plot to wipe our memory and have us killed? Sorry, you cut out. I can't hear you.
What?
No, it is a long story, but if you have no plan of doing anything like that, there's no reason you...
Just want to. I just don't want to be somebody's test subject that they can just take parts in and out of at any time anymore. I don't want to get taken apart anymore.
Well, then we'll keep you away from the doctor.
He does that?
Good
That
call.
was my attempt at humor. I am still learning how humans tell jokes.
Doctors chopping up people is not a joke.
Understood.
So Billy is being very confused by Captain.
Awesome. Somewhere on the ship, Daisy's ears start burning for no apparent reason.
Can't imagine why.
Man, it's fun to react to all the bullshit we've been through from a complete
Right?
source.
Right?
This is pretty darn unbelievable bullshit.
All right. So Captain and Billy are going to look for charging equipment, and as a reminder, Daisy did build Billy a interface, so that to get around the Quint's operating system stuff, so that they can't track you. What about Sparky and Annie? What are the two of you doing?
Annie's gonna take the kids for food.
Awesome.
Come on, little ducklings. Like, ushers them out in a little line.
Do you still unlimited pizza charm?
We do. Yeah, I was gonna mention that too.
Here we go. Pizza for everybody.
How did you all get that? I can't even remember how.
That was like season 1.
It was season 1 back when we could buy things and somebody bought it for us.
I thought we traded it for something.
I thought we traded, yeah.
Oh, it was like a 2-point plot item.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, that was back when we had plot points.
Wow.
Yeah,
A
that's
relic.
right.
That
An
makes a lot
artifact.
more sense now.
It does. It really does.
It really does. Okay, cool. Yeah, they still got free pizza. So we've got Annie, Seth, Liam, and Daisy heading to the food court. And yeah, the pizza place is sort of right there in the busiest part of the promenade, if you will, with a pretty good view of the seating area. So you can find an empty table and go there as soon as you get your food. How about Sparky?
I hate to say it, but Sparky's a nosy little shit. And they want to know what the fuck Rip is up to.
Oh, fun!
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
good.
Don't say you're sorry when you're not.
I am, though. I am actually. This is in character, and I don't want to do this. I want to leave this sad, miserable sack of a man alone, but...
I mean, Rip is a monster, but he's also had a rough time lately.
Oh, blue, blue, blue.
Look
I
at all
don't
these
feel-
tears I'm crying.
Right?
I could fill up a whole milliliter with that. So Sparky is not sneaking, but they're just kind of like, they're idly wandering around trying to get a glimpse of him.
Okay.
Just get a general sense.
We'll just do a sight roll for that then.
Raven, I better not find out down the line you have gone and officially shipped Seattle and Rip.
No, I will not do that.
No.
No,
That
that
would
is
be
a
so uncomfortable.
yeah. That is a ship that is off limits. We're not doing that.
The whole crew would show up at the wedding and object
Yeah.
and then kidnap
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Did he brainwash you? What happened?
Pretty sure Rip would not be okay with that either.
Yeah, no, like there's a lot going on.
There's a lot to unpack with if that was a relationship.
Rip is a bottom.
Rip bottom what?
I totally
Cut out.
Me as
doesn't,
is what I said.
yeah, it doesn't strike as a bottom.
Oh yeah, probably not.
So is this like a 90s TV show because it's Battle of the Tops? I couldn't think of what the game was called. The little like
Oh my
Beyblade?
God.
that's the one.
Are you
That's-
talking about Beyblade?
I sure am.
Jay, oh, I'm so disappointed in you. Battle of the Tops. What?
Battle of the Tops. I was like, is this some
'Cause
weird
it's a-
Canada thing?
No,
What
because
is
it's a joke because they're
that?
both tops.
No,
That's
I
the
get it.
joke, is that they're both tops. If
no,
I'd
I
remembered the name
understand.
Beyblade.
I
Anyway.
understand. I'm just
They got a 21 for sight, Raven.
flabbergasted.
I legitimately was wondering if, like, is that what they were called in Canada?
Yeah, like, they just called it Battle of the Tops.
We don't get name brands up here.
Yeah.
It's all knockoffs.
Dollar store Beyblade.
Oh my god.
In a ruse.
Do you call it Beast Wars or Beasties?
The
Neither?
Transformers?
It's Beast
I think
Wars.
it was Beast Wars
It
down
was
here.
Beast Wars.
Beasties in Canada.
Was
Oh,
it?
interesting. Anyways, 21.
Excellent.
I'm gonna Google that.
With the 21, you're able to follow along with Rip. He's not paying close attention to see if anybody's following him or anything. So yeah, he heads to the like truck stop area, and you see him lay down not an insignificant amount of credits and go to the one of the showers.
You know, I was gonna make a joke and then I decided against it.
I would love to hear the joke because I am confused as all hell.
Just based off of what I've heard happens at truck stops
Oh.
in the
Oh.
showers.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Okay, I was like, really? A significant amount of credits, you say? Huh, okay.
That's fair. When I say significant, I mean more than what you would need to shower, but not like enough to be suspicious that he's buying some other type of service.
Right.
Fine.
Listen, it's okay if Rip is a desperate man. It's, times are tough.
I'm not here to judge. I just want to know.
Yeah.
Some meta knowledge. Rip has just spent like 3 or 4 days in that one-person fighter.
Oh, yeah.
Desperately
That's
needing a
right.
shower.
That's right.
He's not in the mood for anything else right now except for a shower.
No, that's fair. That's legit.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, Sparky will leave it alone.
okay.
But they are keeping an eye out for any other suspicious individuals that may be in cahoots.
Okay. Give me another sight roll. I'm assuming you're heading like towards the promenade with the food and everything
Yeah,
like
just
that
kind of
way.
like doing a loop around after that.
Okay. Yeah. There is
26.
a suspicious person to be spotted around there.
Is it Dixie?
It's okay. There's 2 suspicious people to be spotted around there. Oh, wait, Annie's there too. There's 3.
You see
They're
that? You see the
suspicious
whole
people.
crew.
No, there is a suspicious person whom you don't know, who is holding like a heavy-duty briefcase, and just has like the shifty eyes, looking around, looking suspicious. Looks like he's waiting for someone or something.
I mean, there's nothing else to do. Sparky's gonna go find a spot to watch from. If there's like food nearby, they'll order something and just sit and watch.
Oh yeah, there's tons of food. Sorry, I just read chat.
Oh,
He
okay.
just said in chat, I was gonna say, damn, Space Jeff Bezos commits highway robbery with the cost of these showers, but then I realized this timeline's Jeff Bezos is technically already Space Jeff Bezos,
Oh my
and that stresses me out.
Same though. Same.
Yeah, I
Oh.
was gonna make the joke, and then I was like, wait a second.
On Twitter,
Prophecy.
eat it.
I just like the fact
Cut
that
it
they
out, what was
changed
that?
the definition of astronaut so that he can't say that he's an astronaut. Like the day he went into space, the FAA was like, nope, no, you're not.
Amazing.
Well, because if that's the case, then like there's tons of people who could have been astronauts at this point. You went into like barely even low Earth atmosphere. Like,
Yeah. It was,
fuck you, Bezos.
It
Anyway,
wasn't quite space.
He
Yeah.
just to feel like a sperm. That's all.
Well,
well,
I mean, he had the vessel,
yeah,
for lack of a better term.
yeah, and he certainly is a waste like that would be.
Yeah. And he's spineless too.
He is spineless. Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, yes, there's food, and you can keep an eye on this guy if you would like. Do you
Yes.
sit close to where Annie and the kids, as we're calling it, are sitting, or away from?
I would say away from, just in case something goes horribly wrong, and also because Sparky is super awkward about the whole Annie thing right now. So
That's fair. All right, then Captain and Billy. There are tons of electronic stores on this station. Some of them are on this level. There's like 1 or 2, but most of them are on the 3rd level, the one up from where you are. Where would you like to go?
I do not know much about your own construction. Do you know what parts you need?
Yeah, I can usually jig or something.
Well, go where you need to. I will pay.
Okay. So Billy's gonna find stuff to create a proper charger for herself. She is going to attempt to find the cheapest stuff to make a charger for herself. Complete.
Captain's gonna look at some of the parts and say, "Will this last in long term?"
It's like, yeah, if I replace a few of the parts.
Is there an option where replacement is not necessary?
Yeah, but that's got the best conductor out of all of them.
Fair enough. It is your body.
Well, parts of it are. Yeah, so she keeps doing that. Is there any mining equipment here in these electronics places?
Not a lot.
Even just like a few like things that are used for checking on density of areas and stuff too. Things
yeah,
that could on a ship as well as in mining.
you might be able to find some things like that. But it's like when you need like you cut out. What was that?
You didn't even say cheese this time.
There's some that are like they're like the camp version of the tool that you need. So they'll like work, but it's not the most efficient.
She definitely spends some time looking over them, but she doesn't buy any of the other ones. She basically just buys the parts, including some parts that look like they're double, but it's more she wants one of the components out of each of those parts because the rest are trash.
Okay. There's always the option to order things that you need like that, though, and they can be delivered to the ship or a different station or like Earth, for example.
Yes, but this is a child of a mining colony where everything gets reused until you can't use it,
That's totally fair. All right.
including people.
We should look for
apparently.
a scrapyard.
Ooh, that would be a good idea.
Just throw Billy into a scrapyard and she will be happy forever.
There's
I just pictured covering Billy in like double-sided tape and just tossing her in.
there's probably a couple of scrapyards around Ceres because it's a big mining area with asteroids, and there's a shipyard there, so they probably do scrap a lot of them and then use that to build new ships. And then did you go to the third floor, or did you want to try the couple that are on the middle floor?
Billy is quite literally being dragged around by Captain at this point.
Well, at this point, she doesn't know what you need, so go where you need to.
Doesn't find it on the second. If she doesn't find everything she needs on the second floor, she'll go up to the third floor. But otherwise, no.
Okay.
If she finds everything she needs on the floor,
You'll-
she won't go up further.
You'll probably need to go to the third floor if you're looking for like really specific stuff. V. Okay, so Billy and Captain are on the third ring getting these parts, and you are able to get those parts. And then Annie and the rest of the crew and Sparky are on the middle level. And I need a sight roll from Sparky. With advantage for Sparky because you're already paying attention to some things that are about to happen. And then one from Annie, and I'll roll for Daisy as well. Oh, damn. Daisy got a nat 20. Okay. Sparky got a 27. And then, what did you get, V? There we go, 29. All right, so everybody sees what's happening. So Rip is there in the promenade and seems to be carefully looking for someone. And Daisy notices this and like slaps Annie's arm and just like, Rip over there. The guy's doing the thing. So everybody's able to see this, and does anybody want to do anything as you see Rip approaching the other shifty looking guy? There's a bunch of people in the way, like, he's not to the guy yet.
Nothing yet.
Annie probably preemptively reaches for one of those daggers that she's got hidden all over her body at all times.
Okay. All right, and then if nobody's wanting to do
I
anything
think
right at this moment,
Sparky will do a quick thumb message to Captain and everyone, just saying like something may happen. Probably won't, but just so you're aware, and then like I don't know where they are.
Okay. That's a good idea. Because what happens next? This guy looks really nervous, and he's got the case, and he starts heading towards the administrative offices. And you can watch as Rip tries to tail him, basically. But then the guy seems to hear something. Maybe he's got an earpiece in or something like that, but his body language suddenly shifts, and he turns around and starts walking right back into the middle of the crowd. You watch as Sparky, you can tell exactly what Rip's doing. He's waiting for an opening. And after just a brief moment, Rip just yells out, "Hey, Firebird!" Just really loud. And Sparky, like, in that moment, you know that this guy's dead. Like, all of your training and everything, just your instincts, you know that this guy just fucked up because he turned to look. And as soon as the guy turns his head, Rip just pulls the hand cannon off his thigh, shoots the guy right in the chest, and all of the people panic and start running away.
Okay.
Is this audible on the second and third floor?
On the third floor, you probably wouldn't hear the shot, but a short time later, you will hear alarms and things like that.
I'm really torn what to do here.
Down under a table.
Wow, it's almost like I had the opportunity to shoot this guy in the neck or stab him in the neck at one point or another, and everybody told me not to do it.
Listen, you do now.
Yep.
Spun that out
I'm
there.
sort of pausing time to give you all a chance to figure out what you want to do, but yeah, Rip is actively walking towards the body. That's kind of so
was
you
the
can kind of see what's about to happen.
Was he just holding said briefcase, or was it like handcuffed to him at all?
He was just holding it, yeah. And Rip looks like he's going to retrieve it.
Okay. God, I'm so tempted to fuck this guy over, but we just got him off our ass.
It is tempting.
I'm ready to put him out of his fucking misery if you are.
Oh, but you make such a compelling argument.
Come on, Jay, let's do it. Let's fuck him up. Let's do it. Come on.
Is Annie telling Sparky what she's planning to do? That will be the clincher. Because I don't really have a lot of guns or
all right,
anything.
let me just take like 15 seconds to run through the thought process here.
Yeah.
Okay. Annie has just actively watched Rip like put a hole in this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, automatically puts her back in the headspace of, hey, remember when that almost happened to me? Which then puts her in the headspace of, hey, remember that time that I had the opportunity to kill him and then didn't? Because everybody was like, let's just leave it for now.
Mm-hmm.
So she is like super anxious right now. And like that feeling, when you're watching something happen in like slow motion, you get that really tight feeling in your chest. That's kind of where she's at right now. So she's watching this happen. And she's, the thought is, if I had killed this guy when I wanted to before, this would not be happening. And she has those daggers with her. Mm-hmm. She was preemptively reaching for them, and she has her hands on them. So, does she throw them or not? That's the question.
So I'll tell you what Sparky's thinking, and then we can kind of work on whether or not either of us would do. Because like Captain and Billy are all the way on the 3rd floor.
Yes. Also keeping in mind that Annie is still of the mindset that, you know, she and Sparky can work together. There's been no issue with that before. So whatever they decide to do, they're going to commit.
And Sparky is of a similar mindset, but also is cagey because they don't fully know what Annie's like thinking because they haven't talked. Oh, weird. Go figure. Sparky is not super phased by watching Rip shoot a man. Like, obviously, oh god, someone just died, but it's not so much of a, like, I'm gonna join the crowd and panic. So they're kind of torn between put on a good show and pretend to run so that Rip doesn't notice us and think we're part of, you know, whatever. Or get the drop on him and figure out what he's doing. Because as much as I want to let him go, I also don't want him to get ahead.
I also
Internal
forgot
panic.
I also forgot to mention his witty one-liner right after he shoots the guy, who he called Firebird.
God.
He's just like, "Good luck rising from those ashes."
Oh, now I want to kill him more.
Yeah, no, that did it.
Yeah, like just
did it.
kill him. Just kill him.
All right, is that the consensus that we're
Yeah.
at? Did the witty one-liner put us all over the edge?
Witty one-liners just...
I thought that might have some effect.
Yeah.
cannot condone
this
that
guy.
kind of behavior.
I figured that would either be the "oh no, that was cool, let's not kill him," or the "oh no, fuck this guy, let's kill him."
Raven, when would we ever go, oh, a phoenix pun? Yeah, that's cool.
What
I
a
don't
cool dude. He
Yeah.
doesn't deserve to be murked. Yeah, no.
In our
You know what? That one phoenix pun, and I'm going to forgive him for shooting me.
Sorry, say again, Alex? You cut out.
our puns are far cooler. They involve cheese.
Oh my god.
That's a good point.
I like that one. It's fine because it comes from us and we're not, you know, horrible assholes.
Cheese pun. You know?
Jeez.
I dig it.
All right, so what are we doing?
I think we're all skirting around the the point here. I think we're all nervous.
Would you like me to take the bullet this time?
Are you asking? Are you asking if I
you.
want Sparky to get shot?
Well, I'm asking, would you like me to go first? Because chances are whoever goes first is going to get shot.
If you're going into combat, there's a whole lot of shooting that's going to happen.
True, but I have an idea that may reduce the shooting somewhat.
I'm just kind of thinking like the entry in where Sparky was like, haha, flip on the bird and keep going.
Mhm.
Like that gives me the mindset that like this was an understanding that if he left shit alone, we would leave shit alone, but he's
That's what I
clearly
mean.
not leaving shit alone. Right?
Well, I think it was more he's leaving shit alone with us.
Yeah.
But he obviously still works for the cartel.
Like if you're gonna do that shit, like don't do it around us. Clearly we're all actively working to like eliminate that.
I mean, to be fair, he was here first.
So it's our fault we witnessed a murder.
Kind of. Kind of went out of our way. Tiny bit.
The only way to avoid it is if we had seen him and then went, you know, let's get back on our ship and leave.
Which would be a reasonable course of action given our history.
But when have we ever done that given our history?
No. Reasonable, not likely.
Reasonable is
I don't
definitely the
know.
key word there.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I've got ideas of what we could do, but it's just you and me, Vanessa. It's just you and me. Captain's not here. Billy's not
Sure
here.
is.
We got the
Let's
kids
go
with
for
us.
it, I guess.
All right.
I think he deserves it. Let's go for it.
I think he deserves it too. Sparky's got a
right.
score to settle on that particular
Taking the
front.
a murder, Vanessa.
What was that? Sorry, you keep dipping out.
Damn it. Sorry, my
I think it's Zoom.
Yeah,
Better?
I think it might be like the voice activation thing.
it shouldn't be. Weird. Is that working better?
Sounds like it. Yep.
For the
Okay.
moment at least.
no. He's like, are you taking the boys on a murder, Vanessa?
That's also a good point.
Does she want to involve her brother in the murder of a cartel assassin?
No, but if I didn't think about it, then I feel like she wouldn't think about it either.
That's
like
also
in
fair.
that headspace.
Are we also not thinking about the fact that the GPF is here?
Mm.
And we are not their favorite people. But, I mean, Captain's not there, so, like...
This is just our conscience in the back of our heads at this point.
I was gonna say,
Sounds
is what
strangely,
Captain
strangely
would say
Captain.
if she was
All I
there.
can picture is Captain coming out behind us, grabbing our heads, and just, the fuck are you doing? Get on the ship. Those murderous
We're
thoughts out of
leaving
there.
now.
Okay, the more I think about it, the more I'm gonna talk us out of it. Just go.
Yeah,
Do what you gotta do.
We should de-escalate. Sparky is, however, going to take pictures.
Okay. Then, as if you're not going to engage,
I'm actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start running with the crowds, but pull out, during any kind of event, someone always has a phone out. So that is what Sparky's going to do. Is kind of like warily, taking video or picture while they're running away or taking cover.
okay. Then in that case, Rip starts to move towards this very dead corpse. And before he can get there, there's the crowds of people are still running around in panic, and there's a rather large person, just really, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like a larger build, like broad shoulder, sort of barrel chest type person, and they run into Rip. Could I get a sight roll from anybody that wants to? Stocky. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. I don't know, V. I don't know how you keep talking yourselves out of revenge, because I was all set for this fight. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Oh,
Probably because we're like good people at heart.
Captain's magic. Not even
I'm
there.
too soft for this. Like, Annie's not soft, but Vanessa is.
The only reason
fair.
I'm not doing it is because we have a job to do.
That's true.
We got to go to Earth.
So I do need a sight roll from anybody that wants to pay attention to this, essentially. So 24 for Sparky, 21 for Annie. Yeah, there's some details that you miss, but when the crowd sort of clears a little bit, you can see that the case is no longer there, and Rip looks mad. Also, Annie.
Yeah. What do you want now?
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. You just get a text message,
Okay.
and the name is just frog emoji,
Jesus Christ.
and it says, "Nice to see you. You're gonna want to leave now."
Yeah, okay. Annie's gonna gather up her gaggle of children and just start booting it.
Yeah, the alarms are now reaching the entire station, and there's definitely GPF like moving towards the promenade. Sparky, you got a little bit higher. You do notice Rip going over to the body and like checking it, and he seems to remove a digit from the person before diving into the air duct system, essentially.
When you said diving into, my brain was still stuck on the body, so I'm like, does he like get into it like a tauntaun? What's I hide from the captain here, they'll never find me.
Yeah, he starts running away in a Firebird suit.
No,
Okay, so
No.
the body, he'd just be like a Tasmanian devil.
Oh my god, you're right.
And some species of African wild dog.
That's some fucked imagery right there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, again, Sparky will take video or pictures, whichever is easier. Probably video. And then leg it back to the ship and pretend that they're scared.
Okay.
I mean, they're like moderately scared, but not panic in a crowd scared.
Sorry, they're doing construction again, apparently.
The best time of night.
Right? Made me jump, damn it. So I'm just sitting here all quiet that I hear right behind me. Goodness. Anyways, I need a blend in roll from everybody who's trying to... Oh, I'm an innocent, panicked civilian running away from the scene of this crime. Where a murder was done.
Can I use my assassin training?
Yes, you can.
Perfect. That's +7, so 32.
Oh, good. Yeah, you're fine.
Is it super necessary to act that way? What's the risk of not just running?
You're fleeing a crime scene and the galactic cops are pouring into the room.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. I can re-roll that I'm gonna re-roll that. Oh, good enough, I guess. 23. I have a charismatic lets me re-roll any presence check, so.
Yeah. Oh, that's Ribs. Where's Daisy's? There it is. 36, okay. Daisy and Liam and Seth being with you helps enough that you pass. There's a couple of the SWAT looking guys that like pay attention to you in a way that makes you very uncomfortable, but they don't stop you. How about Captain and Billy? There are alarms going off. There's GPF moving into the hallways. I think
Billy ducks under a table, right?
Yeah, is there a way into the ductwork under this table?
Under the table?
Well, quite often large tables and stuff will use the ductwork and stuff out of the vents hidden by the large tables in like various places.
I gotcha. Let's see. Yes, there is a duct not too far away from the table.
Right?
Captain's going to duck under the table and look at Billy.
He points to the vent and is like, I can probably get us back to the ship.
All right, works with me.
All
So,
right.
I'm going to use my mind like a trap for an education to base on whether or not I manage to remember the general directions spatial directions while in a vent to get back to the ship.
Okay.
I'm going to throw my I'm going to throw my cybernetic implants on top of that.
All right.
Sorry, I'm just double checking what I do. Yeah, it's +3 on mount with my like a trap for education. It'll be +3 +7.
So
25.
Chat. 25? It's a little rough. You have to double back a couple times here and there. But yeah, you roughly know how to get back to the ship via the vents. I need a blend-in roll from Billy and Captain, though, because someone else is also in the vents.
Dang it. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Well,
What was that, Alex?
we do not see them.
Help.
Oh, no, that was a sight roll.
Okay, that he's aware that we're in here, but we're not doing anything to stop him at the moment.
Yeah. So mostly because I don't think Billy's really gonna care about this other person in the vents, but Captain, you end up.
None of you have told her about Rip yet.
Yeah.
Well, no one's asked.
But these vents
There wasn't
are wide.
exactly a time for us to sit down and be like, "Hey, Billy, here's a list of all our enemies." Like,
Right. So there's this guy.
There's gonna be a 6-hour seminar with slideshows.
Yeah, basically.
So this vent is wide enough that you could potentially go around someone, but it's sort of one of those situations where he's coming from one direction, you're coming from another direction, and you end up literally face to face. What's your reaction?
Billy's like, pardon me, and just squeezes past him.
just gonna squeeze right past you there, bud.
Oh, sorry there. Let me just get right by there.
I mean, she's done this in mining tunnels. That's what you
Yeah.
do. Past each other.
Rip makes no move to stop Billy, but
She
like-
looks back to Captain like, are you coming? We should go.
Captain's making very intense eye contact with Rip.
yep. Rip is also making intense eye contact, and it's a very much a. What are we fighting? Are we just letting each other pass? It's like I'm ready to spring into action, but I don't know what you're going to do. Kind of look on his face. Also, he
Captain?
smells nice.
Thank you, Raven. Thank you for that.
It's got like some really nice, sandalwood type of aftershave because he just took a shower.
Lovely. I mean, at least it doesn't smell like bad person BO.
Yeah.
As we all know,
Sounds like murder.
bad people smell worse than good people, I guess. Captain's just going to quietly say, "Is this commotion because of you?"
Rip pauses for a second, clearly contemplating his choice of words. And says, "In a sense, yes. I didn't want the commotion, but I didn't really have a choice."
Whatever takes it off your conscience, I guess. We are leaving.
He sort of shifts to the side to let you pass. Like, be my guest.
Now, does he still have the suitcase?
No, he does not. He is holding a bloody thumb.
Yum! Anyway. Captain's just gonna crawl past him.
Okay. He will crawl past as well, very slowly and, like, warily.
And Captain is not going to look back at him and going to tell, and says quietly to Billy, "Keep your head forward."
Okay.
Alright.
Do you know that guy?
In a sense, I'll tell you on the ship.
Oh, okay. Billy basically takes them up through the vents.
Okay. I love that the captain just echoed what Rip just said. That's just chef's kiss. Alright. Well then, Billy and Captain, you are able to get to the ship probably roughly around the same time that Sparky and Annie and the rest are getting to the hangars, and you can see that the GPF are starting to initiate lockdown procedures on the docking bay. So you have very little time to get out of here before that happens, if that's what you want to do.
We should probably bail.
Does anyone object to getting out ASAP?
Not even slightly.
Okay, so everyone's on the ship?
Okay.
All right. Then I'm gonna take off.
All right. Just one caveat. Because I didn't think about this until just now. There's probably still some of the cargo that you're supposed to deliver on the ship. So do you like shove the warehouse people off the ship and leave?
Yeah. Probably don't need kidnapping on the list of charges.
Okay.
Where are the...
Go ahead, sorry.
Well, where are these people supposed to go? Are they supposed to go onto the station, or?
Oh no,
yeah,
like the workers.
They're unloading your ship with the cargo. There's still a little bit of the cargo left on the ship that hasn't been unloaded yet.
How heavy is the cargo?
I mean, it's a couple of pallets worth of stuff. You can try to shove it off if you want.
Yeah.
Billy will help.
We stole a hoverjack, didn't we? From the warehouse, the cartel warehouse?
I think you did, yeah.
I feel like we did. So I think if Captain's doing one, Sparky will just jack the other one up and just like set it to go. Rest delivery.
What's in the cargo again?
We didn't ask.
Oh, why don't we just toss the extra people off the fucking ship and deal with that later? If we don't leave now, we're gonna get stuck. We're not above stealing. We'll just bring it. It's a temporary borrowing. We'll bring it back later.
Will we though?
No, absolutely not. Let's just get the fuck out of Dodge.
I just need a might roll if you do want to try to either jack up the cargo or shove it off.
I think Sparky will just queue it up and leave it for Captain to.
Rude.
I have a might of 3. I will not be helping.
All right, Cap.
His might is +4, so it's nothing from here either.
Captain will get it off the ship real quick.
Billy's willing to help with that.
I just realized Daisy's stronger than Annie.
Oh. So do I roll might?
Yeah, just a might roll. Nice.
So 27 plus 7 for cybernetic implants would be 34.
Yeah.
And mine would be 27 plus 6, so 33.
Nice. Yeah. There might be some broken items, because you're able to just yeet those off the ship.
Two tiny ladies just whoop.
Yeah, just whoop.
This is like UPS doing a drive-by at your house, like, here you go!
Basically.
I
and
want
the
to see
warehouse...
the abject horror on the warehouse workers' faces. Just
yeah.
What in the world?
The warehouse guys are just like, what the fuck just happened? These two ladies just shoved us off the ship and then yeeted 2 pallets full of stuff into the warehouse or into the docking bay. Yeah, they are flabbergasted. Shifts over, get the fuck out. Yep, pretty much. And yeah, you're able to take off before the lockdown takes into effect on your particular docking bay. And it doesn't look like you're being pursued by anyone either. There's a lot of other ships that are doing the same thing.
You know what? I do not need trouble with the cops. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. Let's scatter like roaches.
Sounds good to me. So, yep, I would take off.
All right. Are you heading to Earth?
Do we have anywhere else we have to stop?
No.
Then yes.
I mean, unless we want to hit a scrapyard.
Do we need to?
I don't remember.
Jay just wants to send Billy into a scrapyard and see what the fuck she finds.
Kind of tiny bit, but we can save it for after. It's fine.
Then yeah, I guess Earthbound, the game.
All right. I'm just looking at Discord
Really
and everything y'all are saying there. What was that, Billy?
Does anybody tell Billy we're going to a planet?
Oh yeah, I forgot you. That's literally Sparky's brain of like, oh, hi. Funny story. Yeah, I think Sparky will sit Billy down and be like, so here's the deal. We're going to Earth.
Billy is surrounded by bags of electronics and kind of looking a bit confused by everything.
So there was a murder. Awkward. We're going to Earth. If you wanted to stick around, and if not, then that's totally reasonable. We'll just try to, accommodate however we can.
I've never been.
We don't like cops. Sorry, say again?
I've never been to a planet before. What's real gravity like?
Oh, you sweet summer child. It's heavy. Kind of like on the station, but like
Yeah, but
everywhere.
that's weird. Man, you walk on outside with gravity. That is so weird.
Did you want to come to the planet? Because we kind of need to know before we go in. Well, I guess we're not going to go on the planet, but we might.
Kind of really need to pay your captain back for all of this, because she just told me she was buying it, and she scares me a lot.
Yeah. She's well, no, she is just scary, but she's got a good heart.
A fight with this cowboy in the vents.
Ship. Circuit. Say that again?
She almost got into a fight with the cowboy in the vents.
And Sparky immediately sends out a message like, hey Cap, did you meet Rip?
Captain just replies, yes.
Did you get in a fight?
No.
Okay, thanks.
He got out of my way.
That's awesome. Still kind of terrifying.
He said he was the cause of the commotion. I did not ask questions.
He shot a man.
Of course he did.
Do we want to take Billy with us? She says that she owes you.
She owes me nothing. But if she
That's what
wants
I
to
was
come,
gonna
she
say.
can come.
Okay. I'll ask. Captain says you don't owe her anything.
But-
So
I do,
but you don't.
but I do.
Okay, but you don't.
But-
we don't do that on this ship.
Huh?
Yeah, there's a lot to get used to. Did you want to come with us to Earth? That's the big question.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I got a concussion somewhere. I'm just having some sort of weird dying dream at this point. So, yeah, sure, why not?
Or is that a joke, or do you actually need to? Should I get the doctor?
Please don't. I don't want to get taken apart.
See, that doesn't clear up if you actually have a concussion or not.
Your captain
Because I
pull apart, and I really, really don't want to get taken apart again. It's
I just need to know. I just need to know if you got hurt.
what? No, I didn't get hurt.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna go to Earth and do a job.
Can I go touch the plants again?
Yeah, let's go touch plants. Yeah, okay. Sparky will also message Annie and the rest of the crew just to make sure everyone's okay, that no one else got shot. Cool. Love
Cough,
ratings.
Daisy, cough.
Yeah. Like Daisy, Annie.
Sorry, I thought I just heard Annie. That's
What was
happening
Annie and the rest
at
of
the
the crew,
moment.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh God.
Yeah, it's distracting to say the least.
Mhm.
Daisy, yes, Daisy will respond like, yeah, we're fine.
Cool.
Probably a WTF was that response back.
Talk about it later. Billy's coming with us.
Oh, cool, she seems nice. Frog
Annie is
emoji.
probably deliberately spending time with the kids. Else she might lock herself in an airlock and scream infinitely. So it's the time with the kids is probably the best option.
Probably a good choice. It's therapy hour. It's not for you though. It's for me. I'm just gonna sit with you and pretend it's for you.
Oh my goodness. That is a thought and a half. Anyways, I think that's probably a good spot to take a break since you have escaped the station and are on your way to Earth. And now you get to plan another heist, so to speak. So we're gonna take a 15-minute break. Hopefully that'll be done by the end of it, and we'll be back with the heist. So don't go anywhere. right, we are... There we go. We're back. And on our way to Earth to go steal some ID cards so that you can become new people. So the trip to Earth's not going to take very long from where you are. Like I said, you are just a little ways outside of new people, outside of Mars. So it's probably only going to take you a few hours to get to Earth in your current ship, if that. So, what's the plan?
Billy's working on doing the various, like, making a proper recharge station for her parts.
Okay. Could I get a
room that she got?
Tech engineering roll for that, just to see how well it's going? That's also going to be like, do you have the right parts that you need and everything?
Add my cybernetic implants for that.
Not on this one, but you do have 2 advantages if you want to use one of those. It's not going to be like a fail roll, it's just it takes longer if you fail. Like, you'll get it built eventually, it's just how well is it going?
Move one of those advantages because I just rolled worse.
Oh no.
You could always ask for help.
That is true. There are very good tech engineers on this ship.
This stuff already.
I'm just putting it out there. You could ask for help.
She feels taking advantage of you all.
I mean, I relate to that, but also
I was gonna say that's oh god, so relatable.
Yeah.
Congratulations, she has just barely escaped the capitalistic hellscape that she has lived and her family has been in for generations. She has never been outside of an asteroid. Like,
it's going to be a lot to dig out.
So we're on a spaceship outside of Mars with a cyborg, and somehow this is still too real.
Sorry, I'm very...
No, it's beautiful. It's just, wow. Oof, that hit. Funny.
It's funny. In brackets, crying.
Hi, Billy's a relatable character.
Yeah, that's
I
amazing.
think all of us are in some way or another, but yeah, Billy especially. Is Billy asking for help?
No, she is not. She is quietly, like, muttering as she has, like, scorch marks on her fingers now.
Where is Billy doing this, by the way?
In the room that they gave her, so she's just, like, doing this while sitting on the floor and trying not to damage any of the stuff in the room.
Okay. Where is Billy's room? Because there's dang it, Jay.
I just want to say, we did specifically look for a ship that didn't have vents people could get into.
Oh no, I know. I'm still very upset about
Putting that out there.
But which room did Billy take? That was my question. So there's like the captain's quarters.
Every room she was put in.
Okay. Which the captain's quarters, which Daisy called dibs on and just moved into.
Rude.
I know.
He who showed Billy to a room.
Was who? Sorry.
Sparky was the one who showed Billy to a room.
Probably near the kids, if anything.
Okay.
Because I think kids were last on the list anyway, so.
Okay. Then, nah, Daisy probably wouldn't have heard it then. So never mind. I was gonna say, if it was close enough to Daisy's room, she'd be like, I heard sparks, what's going on? But no, I don't think she's close enough to hear. So, yeah.
There is, like, the faint smell of burning hair.
Oh no. Yeah, so we'll get it built. It's just maybe you didn't quite have a right part, like they gave you the wrong one or something like that, and so they're just gonna ship it to you.
Some pieces into place, sort of idea.
Yeah, or that, like you have to like fabricate a piece yourself out of other parts to make it work. So it just takes a little bit longer is all. All right, and what's the plan for everybody else? Like, Daisy has briefed you all that it is sort of like the futuristic galactic version of a DMV, where they issue these identification cards, and it's sort of like where you would go to get like the equivalent of a birth certificate and photo ID and passport all in one. And that it is in New York City, and she knows that there is a window with a broken latch that's never been fixed. There's no reason to think that it would be fixed, because it's been like that for years, and she knows that they store the blank cards in there, like in that downstairs basement.
Did we not
room.
need a machine as well?
Yes, she did need a machine that you can also
Yeah.
grab a spare one from there.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was still.
According to Daisy, this should be an easy in and out, grab the two things you need, get out of there, and
And we
go
were basically
fly
just
away.
back up in case something happened. Is what I remember.
yeah, basically, you'd need somebody to be a lookout, and then people around in case something did go horribly wrong.
I'm gonna say it, even though Sparky is like well suited for this. I don't know if they should go planet side because isn't this where they committed a murder? Like a whole ass family murder?
I'm trying to remember.
Like they
Was
went to
that on Earth?
McDonald's and they got the fucking 12-piece chicken McFucking murder of the royal family.
Was that on Earth?
I'm pretty sure that was Earth.
Okay, if it was Earth, yeah, this is probably one of the locations that it would likely be in, because there is a galactic version of the UN or the United Nations in New York right now.
I'm about 90% sure. I can't quite remember, but I feel like it was Earth.
Okay. 12.
I thought it was like a nearby moon or something.
Maybe I know it was in the solar system.
I remember
Like in
Yeah.
in the solar system. I'm pretty sure it was in the same sort of higher. It was in one of like the top areas of Earth, if I remember correctly, like the upper crust areas.
This is where that would be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or this is adjacent. Excuse me, adjacent.
It's
to that
close
area.
enough, yeah.
I'm still, I'm with you, B. I'm still loving that line. 12-piece chicken McFucking murder. That was beautiful.
You can't even get a 12-piece chicken nuggets. What the fuck?
Maybe not in the States.
I was gonna say probably here.
I feel like you can get that up here. I'm like it's been about a decade, but I feel like I've seen that.
Not me going to McDonald's website. 'Cause I'm curious.
It might be an old thing. Listen, I don't know. They don't sell the murder combo anymore.
Maybe not there, they don't.
So I think
That
Sparky
shit
is
was
hesitant.
discontinued.
I think Sparky's hesitant about going planet side just because of that.
That's fair.
Is
Yeah,
any Billy what the plan is? Because otherwise, she's just been in her room for.
I mean, Sparky
It
won't.
depends on how is Daisy presenting this information. Like, because you said, she said, there's no reason to think that the latch is broken, and all it's going to take is to get in and get out, and we just kind of need a lookout. So is it being downplayed like that?
Yeah, kind of. Like she's got, probably has like a whiteboard or something like that and draws the layout and basically explains that she's done this before. This is what it was like last time, and like essentially because bureaucracy and nobody cares about their job at this place and whatnot, like the level of apathy is huge, so it should be fine.
Yeah, I think if that's the case, then first of all, no, Annie's not going to tell Billy, because why would she? If where they're just making a quick stop. And I think she would also suggest, like, yeah, I mean, if Daisy's framing it this way, then why make a big deal out of it? We're just grab and go. Like, it doesn't need to be a whole spectacle or anything, just as long as we're careful and look out and constantly have contact.
I'm in a similar boat.
Yeah.
Is that the way it's going to happen? Absolutely not. But given the information we have now, that seems like the best way to go about it.
So is Daisy gonna go completely alone, or?
I feel like last time we did that, she got shot.
Except she was mostly alone.
Yeah, but in the framework of things, that was a whole lot more dangerous than this situation where she's like, yeah, I know exactly where everything is. It's just an in and out.
I feel like it's just a different kind of dangerous, though, because we're on a heavily GPF patrolled planet, covered in, like, cops and rich assholes, and we're kind of stealing something of similar value. Like, I feel like it's like not necessarily just as dangerous, but it is a similar level of danger. Just less overt. Regardless, I don't know, but we probably should send someone with Daisy. If only just to be lookout.
Mm-hmm. Daisy suggests having somebody come with her as a lookout, just so she can get out of there real quick if she needs to. So who's gonna do it? Is the question.
I mean, I'll go.
I feel like when there's like a significant just pause where nobody volunteers, Daisy just looks at everybody's like, wow.
I'm a wanted criminal on Earth, so...
I wanted technology. That's not stopping me.
Oh, damn. Daisy just looks at Captain like, thank you, Captain.
Okay, Cap. Okay.
Inform the other crew members that we are on Earth and to just be alert. We might have to take off in a hurry.
So who's in charge while you're gone?
Don't blow up the ship. That's who's in charge. Whoever can fly the ship. But they're not in charge. No one's in charge. I'm in charge. I'm just not on the ship.
Okay.
Daisy is enjoying this just slightly too much. But she's not saying anything.
Daisy, don't you worry. It's gonna come to you one of these days.
Get whatever materials you need to steal these items and meet me at the cargo hold.
And Daisy gives like a little salute and an aye, Captain. And runs off to gather some things. So she heads back to her room and grabs like a backpack and a set of like really old looking clothes, with like a jean jacket sort of deal, and probably like a messenger style bag, with some various lock picking and electronic things for breaking in and stealing things, and gloves. And then she runs out to go meet you, Captain. Where you've landed is about as close as you can get to this place, but it's still several blocks away. Do you want to walk? call a taxi, or I believe your ship still has a shuttle, right?
Did we have a shuttle?
I don't remember if we did. I feel like that
If
was a
we do,
contention
it's
point.
like crappy and not as good as our old shuttle.
That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's that was it. It's got more cargo space, but that's about it. Otherwise, it's basically just a very basic run-of-the-mill shuttle.
It's not as zippy as ours was.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can. If we take the shuttle, would that be weird, or is that normal in New York?
It's a good question. Daisy would actually know this. I feel like taking a shuttle wouldn't be that odd, but most people just don't bother because they either don't have their own shuttle or it's just sort of easier to just grab a cab.
Okay, so it's
But
like actual New York.
Kind of, yeah. Like, pretty much. If you took the shuttle, people wouldn't look at you weird. It's just not something that most people do.
Yeah, we'll just like grab a taxi or something, I guess.
Okay.
Or is there like a subway still?
Yeah, there probably would be.
Because taxis, they can like take pictures of your face and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure there's tons of surveillance everywhere at this point in New
True.
York, but yeah, you do have to wonder about, who the taxi driver is, the off chance they could be an undercover agent or something like that, or if they screen for things. So that's valid. So if you want to take the subway instead, it's sort of a roundabout way, and you'll still have to walk like a block to get there, but you can do that.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll do that, I think.
Okay. As you take the subway, you see people from almost every walk of life coming and going. It's probably really fascinating for Captain in particular.
Yeah.
There are people who work in like finance and business, and you can see a wide range of quality of suits that are on the subway, as well as every other profession that you could probably imagine. People who obviously are chefs or cooks, people who do like more manual labor type jobs. It's really a lot of different people, different walks of life, and surprisingly, the subways are actually quite clean. They apparently fixed that issue, a couple hundred years ago in this timeline. So yeah, they're quite clean and they run well enough. And yeah, nothing really happens on the subway aside from just really interesting things to see and people you can talk to if you want to. I'm going to assume you don't because you're not really wanting to draw attention to yourself, but there are people you can strike up a conversation with should you want to. Excuse me.
If anything, Captain would probably ask Daisy about other people,
Okay.
but I doubt she would like directly ask another person
That's fair.
anything.
Daisy actually gives you quite an explanation, and it's all from the perspective of who you can safely steal from, and or who will help you out if you ask them for money. Because Daisy lived on the streets for a little while in this area. So yeah, she's explaining like the low quality suit guys, like they're usually not paying attention, but they also usually don't have a lot. It's like I always tried to avoid stealing from them because they're not having a great time either. And then she explains like now the fancy suit guys, you have to be really careful. Some of them you can steal from really easy, and it's they'll have tons of credits on them, but others are like super vigilant, so you kind of have to, it's a fine line. Like if it's too nice of a suit, you leave them alone, but if it's still nice but not quite, that nice, and she's like actively pointing out examples of this, then you're usually okay. And then if you ask questions about like the people that do manual labor and things like that, and she's like, no, you don't steal from those people. That's just evil. Like, those guys are assholes. These guys are fine. You don't steal from them. They will help you if you need it, though.
Captain's just listening and trying to observe the same things that she's observing.
That's cool.
And then kind of nods towards one and says, what about ones that are cheating on the spouse?
Oh, those. Yeah, it's really a moral obligation to steal from them.
He has a tan line.
V?
We kill those ones. Oh my gosh.
So Daisy's like, yeah, he does have a tan line, you're right.
But he is not doing manual labor. Why else would he take his ring off?
And Daisy kind of looks closer, like, oh, that tan line. Yeah. I mean, might have been recently divorced, but the odds are that he's probably doing something he shouldn't.
Or, he likes to tan with his ring not on so he doesn't get a weird tan line.
But he does have a weird tan line already.
Is in for washing, or maybe he just doesn't particularly like a ring or has arthritis.
Nope.
Arthritis in my fingers and can't wear my wedding ring.
I'm not wearing mine right now either.
But do you have like a tan line from where you've taken it off?
In a big suit in the middle of New York.
Because I've never been able to have it
in the subway.
Of time.
See? So this guy obviously does wear it most of the time, and now it's off. That's the point. All right, tell you what. Give me a sight roll, Cap.
Okay. Shut up, Dallas.
And
I know who I am.
And I'm gonna roll and see if this guy is bad or not.
But Ruble. 31.
Yeah, no, he's definitely got lipstick on his collar. Bum bum bum.
Like, who's kissing the collar? You're doing it wrong. There's nothing there.
I've never understood that trope either. It's like, how did you?
Oh my god,
that?
I slipped while we were trying to do an affair.
Well, you see, when two people are very attracted to one another and things get heated as they say, I'm kidding, I'm not actually
right. It's gravity and friction. No, I get you.
They copulate.
Yeah, sure. We'll jump to the end
there.
there.
He fell into her.
Oh my god.
Guess you could say he fell out of favor in one way and fell in another.
There you go.
Oh my god. That was good. Anyways, yeah, lipstick and foundation.
On his coat. Now that one makes
On his
sense.
collar.
I've done that to so many people.
Yeah. So yeah, Daisy's like, oh yeah, no, he's like 95% sure he's cheating.
He's not very good at it.
No, most of them aren't. Daisy's like, did you want to do something about it?
No, that is his choice.
Okay. Excuse me.
You can steal
Daisy.
his wallet if you wish to.
Oh no, I'm just gonna steal his phone.
Okay.
I can do a lot more with that. Let's have Daisy do that. Do I have any advantage? Okay, I don't. Hopefully this goes well.
This will be interesting.
33, yeah, she's fine. So yeah, she steals his phone. She just sort of walks over, and it's kind of holding her stomach a little bit. She's like, "Oh, I'm so motion sick," and acts like she's gonna throw up as she like bumps into this guy. And as she sort of falls down, her hand just slips into the pocket where she can tell the phone is, and then slips it out. As the guy's just like, "Oh, get away from me!" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm really motion sick. I hate subways." And yeah,
This
she
is
just,
wedding ring in the pocket too.
let me roll for that. Actually, let me see.
Steal that and get him in trouble.
It is. Holy crap! Yeah, she grabs that too.
Well, he's not using it, so.
Yeah, clearly.
And I mean, if there's a chance that he's in some ethical polyamorous relationship, then his partner will be understanding. "Oh, honey, I lost my ring. I'm so sorry." That's fine. But if he's not, then he has to explain why his ring wasn't on.
Well, yeah, and it takes Daisy like all of 10 seconds to crack his phone and find out if it's legit or not. It's not. I rolled for it. Yeah, no, he's a total sleazeball.
Yay.
So yeah, Daisy's like, and that's how it's done.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Short time later, you get to your stop of the subway, and Daisy sort of guides you to where you need to go. And yeah, it looks like a big, old, very, very old government building. It's very beige.
Yum.
Very. Mm-hmm. Looks like it's needed a new paint job for like the last century. And just the entire aura and air of the place just screams and oozes depression and despair. And somehow dead-end job as a feeling. It's not a fun place to be, but there are a couple of alleys on either side, and Daisy sort of points out where the cameras are. She's like, "Yeah, there are some security cameras, so we may want to wait until like they get a delivery or something to the back, and kind of use that as cover, or if there's something that you can do to deal with that. I'm not sure."
Wait, what? Sorry.
You're good. There's security cameras, and so she's suggesting we can either wait until they get a delivery, like a truck that goes to the back, and then use that as cover, or if there's some way that you want to deal with the cameras. Like Daisy probably has ideas, but I also want to give you a chance to make decisions on that part.
I mean, unless you want a very conspicuous android climbing up the walls and disabling them by hand.
I mean, that would draw attention away from the back.
Yeah, but it would also draw attention to the conspicuous android climbing up the walls.
Yeah.
No, I don't really have any ideas that would like be less conspicuous.
Okay.
Unless we want to make this building haunted too, I don't know. But
I mean, I'm always for that as the GM, but Daisy's probably like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, let's go the less conspicuous route.
Yeah, there's like a newsstand across the street that has, it's probably not literal newspapers, they're probably like really inexpensive tablets with newspapers loaded onto them that you can buy, and some like drinks and snacks and stuff. So Daisy leads you over there, buys a couple of things and hands you a tablet, so that the two of you can look mostly inconspicuous while you wait for something to happen. And Daisy's like explaining all of this, like she's teaching Captain how to basically how to pull this stuff on the streets. And oh, cool.
Well, seeing as Captain's solution would have just been knife them, take what you want. This is helpful information.
Awesome. So, yeah, Daisy points out that there is a truck coming, and it looks like it does have a delivery for this building, and sort of motions you for how to follow the truck in so that the cameras don't see you. Could I get a blend-in roll from Captain to do this
Certainly.
with the correct timing? All right, Daisy's good. Oh no.
Yikes.
You do have an advantage in a crit if you want to use either one of those.
Let's do an advantage.
Okay.
So just roll it again.
Yeah.
Ah! I have.
no.
Can I add Android to that?
Yeah. I'm gonna say because it's close enough, you have the advantage of cover because of the truck, and Daisy is actively like telling you when to move. It's just like just barely. You almost get caught by the camera, but
Okay.
you just like manage to pull your leg out of the way and just in time.
Okay.
And Daisy's like, okay, that was a little rough. We'll work on that. And she points out the window. And yeah, it's like a modern window, basically, which is very, very old by the current standards of our setting. So she's like, yeah, see, this is a really, really old window. They never update this place. Like, I'm sure it's still unlocked. And she goes down and she very carefully looks at the window. She doesn't like just open it, and she pulls out a couple of pieces of equipment out of her messenger bag and starts like carefully waving it over the window. And then finally, like straight out of some heist movie, has like this little spray bottle of stuff and starts spraying it around the opening. And she's like, yep, there's no lasers, no magnetic sensors. It looks like it's clean. And so she tries to slide it open, and sure enough, it opens right up. And she's able to slip inside. She's like, all right, I've got to be really quiet. Make sure nobody like walks up, and if somebody is approaching, just signal me so I can hide.
Understood.
All right, and let's see how well Daisy does in the room. Nice, still doing pretty decent. Her blend in is high enough that even average rolls are good enough for this particular place. Security's not tight. So it takes her about where did my D10 go? Here it is. About 4 minutes inside, milling around, trying to find what she's looking for. About 2 minutes. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, quick question. How many is Daisy gathering?
She didn't specify, but she's planning on grabbing like an entire stack, so like way more than what we actually need.
Okay. Just curious.
I gotta be really quiet. Trips over an old metal trash can. No, that would have been funny, but she did okay. But about 2 minutes in, I need Captain to do a sight and or hearing check.
Let's see here. We'll go with sight. 22. Can I add Android to that?
No, but that's high enough.
Okay.
You're able to see a lady walking around the corner. You don't see her like right away, but you see her before she like gets right on top of you. And she's got like a delivery driver sort of uniform on. And you can tell she works for the company that owns the truck that just drove in. She's probably the driver. And she just walks around, and I can't do a great New York accent, so just imagine that this is a New York accent. And it's just asking, like, yo, where's the back entrance? Because I gotta get a signature, and she's like, I really gotta go to the bathroom. Can I use the bathroom here? Is that okay? She's basically just acting like you work here.
I would have no way of knowing where the back entrance is, would I?
I mean, you can try to glance around really quick to see if there is a back door.
Sure, I'll try that.
Jay. Alright, another sight roll to frantically look for a back door.
28.
28. There is a back door, but it does look like it's got like a key code on it, so it's probably locked. Also, just for kicks and giggles, do you answer in an accent or do you use your normal voice?
I'm going to use my normal voice and do the downgrade thing again.
Okay.
And just say something along the lines of, does not compute. And just kind of give an absent look to her, my eyes.
Alright. Let me get a, But, I'll let you choose charm or speech. Because this one I think could fall under either.
We'll go with speech. 17.
17. Yeah, it's not super convincing, but they seem to be in a hurry. Like they're already doing the little dance. They clearly need to go to the bathroom. So they just mutter and like stereotypical New Yorker fashion about frickin' androids and this and that as they walk around to the front of the building.
Well, if you're gonna get racist about it, jeez.
Keeping in mind that in this setting, most androids are not sapient.
Yeah.
So most of them are fancy Alexas.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um,
Just say something like the weather outside is.
Yeah, you know what? That just sells it completely. It doesn't even matter the roll. That just wins. Yeah, they go around to the front of the building muttering. So you're clear. And then a couple minutes later, because I already did the rolls, Daisy comes back out of the window with an entire box of these cards. So there's probably like 50 in there, and the little machines she needs to program them, and like the biggest shit-eating grin on her face. And she's like, "Yeah, we should probably go now."
Understood.
Yeah, the truck leaves sometime later, so you're able to use the same trick to get out without being spotted by the cameras. And once you're back safely on the subway heading back, she explains, "Yeah, I took the phone and left it in the basement, and I may have called the cops from it."
Understood. You framed another individual.
Yeah. It seemed like a good decision at the time. Still kind of does.
I don't blame you.
And Daisy actually goes to give Captain a fist bump.
Captain, grabs it, shaking hands.
Amazing. Daisy just smiles and shakes her hand along with it. Unless there's anything else that you want to do here, yeah, you are able to get off of Earth entirely if that's what you want to do.
Well, in a meta sense, I would feel bad about leaving Earth without Billy getting to experience gravity. But Billy is hiding in her room, so...
There's other planets.
Oh. That you would let her know when you wanted to leave.
You're super, super quiet. What was that?
She doesn't know what you want her to do right now, so she's working on the one thing that people have told her that she should be working on. So she has no idea. She has not looked out the windows or anything.
Well, Captain wasn't there for the whole gravity conversation, so she doesn't know that.
Just being a good little capitalist cog like she knows how to be.
Oof.
So if Sparky wants to tell them where they are,
I think we're gonna pass on Earth, but definitely a planet of some sort. It's just a little risky.
Fair enough.
Hello, random person that we've only just met and probably share some criminal background with. Would you like to come on to the most heavily fortified planet in the entire solar system so you can experience gravity? You might get arrested or shot.
That's fair.
I actually also don't know if those cybernetics are legal on Earth, so there's that.
Earth is interesting, because it's like, obviously it's the origin of humanity, so it is a special planet, but at this point in the timeline it's sort of special in a way that like a like a tourist trap location that's become a well-known landmark is special. Yeah, special. So it's not like the most important place in most intents and purposes, or even like the most heavily policed. But there are pockets that are. It's weird.
We can find another planet. We can do better.
That's also fair. There are several other planets in the Sol system. And you mentioned wanting to go to a shipyard, right? Or not a shipyard, a junkyard.
If Billy's wanting to, that is something Sparky would probably ask about.
Billy would like to, but if it's going to be too much of a security risk, she'll pass.
Well, the nice thing is you have these handy dandy little new identity cards that you can be literally anyone that you want to be. It'll just take probably around a day per card for Daisy to program them, just to make absolute sure that there's no flaws that'll be noticeable.
I just realized we essentially have like the ID equivalent of a burner phone.
The what? Sorry, that's god awful loud.
That's totally fine. Like the ID equivalent of a burner phone.
Oh, a burner phone. That started going off. I thought you said burger phone. I was just like, I'm like, I mean, that's cool, but I don't understand the connection.
I don't understand what's going on, and at this point, I'm too scared to ask.
Yeah. I was like, maybe the context will help. Nope, that didn't help either.
Because it can help
Burner
you get out of a
phone.
pickle.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Sparky's not game to go on Earth, but yeah.
Oh my god, V and M both at the same time. It's great. But yeah, it is the equivalent of a burner phone, yes. Daisy does also point out that these things are worth like ridiculously large amounts of money on the black market. So it's just like, maybe we don't want to like burn through them.
Well, we should
that's
probably
probably the last time we'll be able to do this.
We should probably get one for our contacts.
That would be
You know what I mean?
good idea, yes.
Yeah. Just putting that on the back burner for now.
You currently have 50 of them. So just as a note, which is a lot. And the machine to program them.
Mm-hmm.
There probably is like an expiration date on all of it, you know, but it's probably not for another couple of years. So you've got plenty of time to use them.
We're not going to live that long.
Lovely. It can be 50 people all at once. I mean, that would definitely be confusing for the security guards. If you had 50 IDs on you.
Is there anything else anyone else would like to do? I think is the question we're at.
Lily will quietly request if before we leave Earth, if she could possibly see it from outside the ship. And this is the fastest you've ever seen somebody get into an environmental suit. It's like she's been doing this since she was a toddler.
Okay.
Sure, as long as you know. Do you need somebody to go out with you?
Oh no, I know Zero G.
All right, yeah, go ahead and look at the Earth.
And she does exactly that.
All right. Yeah, you're able to see a very, very pretty view of Earth. Probably not quite as pretty as it is to see Earth from space, like right now. There's somewhat more light pollution and things like that coming from the planet, as well as literal pollution. But it is still very pretty. A bit more Bezos debris. Yes, exactly.
Just looking at this is like the lost city of gold sort of thing. Like, this is the most amazing thing she's ever seen in her life.
That's so cool. They did get rid of all the old Elon Musk satellites, so they at least got rid of that garbage out of the atmosphere, or out of the orbit. So it's not quite as bad as you might think, but
Not as musky. Yeah. It's musky.
Okay, that was good. That was good. You win 10 plot points. They don't do anything, but you have 10 of them, because that was beautiful. All right. You mentioned the scrapyard. So there are a couple in the Sol system. The closest one is right off of Ceres, which is, I can give you information about that because it is publicly available. Both in-game and literally. It's one of the locations that has lore for it on the Animus lore and roleplay server. So it's a dwarf planet between Mars and Jupiter. It was an early terraforming project that was only partially successful, because it is very tiny for a planet. It's not. I think it's not even technically a planet, but it's close. So there's a large. Excuse you. Thank you. Large biosphere covering roughly 65% of the planet, and it's got very similar to Earth gravity, but it's like 0.85 times gravity, so it's a little bit springier. The remaining 35% of the planet was converted into an asteroid mining complex, mining resources from the surrounding asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. And then a century later, that complex was purchased by Vizco, and was turned into a shipyard and mining operation. So currently Vizco owns the whole planet, essentially. And it's their primary military training site and produces roughly 25% of Vizco's military vessels. So there's a lot of Vizco presence there. There's military presence from Vizco there. But there is also like one of the largest scrap yards in the system there, that you can purchase from it. There is civilian access to it. They do sell to civilians. It's just a very military town, quote unquote. Like it's the only thing that's there. Muted there, Jay.
Should we save this for next episode? Because I feel like there's a lot that could go on it.
Oh, absolutely. It's more of like, is that where you want to go next? And like, you probably got enough time left in the episode to get there, and that's where we would probably wrap up.
I can't think of anything else we need to do. Anyone else?
Someone just needs to tell Captain why they need to go there.
Cause scrap, Captain. I do have an idea, and I think this would be something we can talk about next episode in character, but it would definitely be like a Sparky's scheming. Sparky's got a little like start of an idea to fuck with Visco.
Okay. I'm curious about what this idea is. All right, so I guess Captain is. Are we heading there then?
In the arboreum, they've already been watered.
Already been. What was that last part? Sorry.
All the plants that are in the arboreum have already been watered by the time Captain gets to them.
Aw. That's cute.
So, what reason did Sparky give Captain?
Probably gave the bogus reason reason of Billy maybe needing some extra parts.
If she needs extra parts, why wouldn't she simply tell me?
That's a really good question, Cap. I don't know. Maybe she's a little scared of you. Not saying that she is, just maybe she is. You're a little scary. Also, maybe they have guns for cheap.
I suppose we need some of those as well.
We did get paid from the last bit, so we do have a bit of cash.
We cannot overspend it, though. We are trying to save.
Mm-hmm. But it's, we want to save it, but also we kind of need to be able to defend ourselves when the time comes, because it's probably going to be a when.
That is fair.
Yeah.
We can go to the scrapyard. That is fine.
Yay.
Watch as Billy finds a high-powered mining laser and straps it to the ship.
Jesus.
That actually would be pretty badass.
That'd be pretty rad.
Billy's gonna look for his mining equipment that she can reconfigure because she knows the equipment.
I mean,
actually,
outside of an SME facility, this would be the best place to find it.
Also, not a terrible idea, because you know who Visco used to own and doesn't anymore?
Mm-hmm. The
In Colony?
Uh-huh.
What did they end up being called?
Something concern, I want to say.
There was also
Galactic Logistics. No, that's not it. Governments and legal stuff. And one of the independent consortiums.
Folder.
Yep. I don't think I have their name in here, but they're one of the independent consortiums.
Yeah, it was Sonia Tompkins people. Yeah.
Yeah, on Celis Prime.
So could do a little bit of shopping on the side for them from the people who used to own them. So maybe get it for cheap. Yep.
Well then, as we wrap up here, it's probably been a day or two since the station to do all of this stuff and make plans and whatnot. So when you get to Ceres, you notice there's a lot of Visco military ships here. Like, yes, this is a shipyard, but they're like active. And it seems to be like, what's the word, bristling with alert military vessels. None of them are directed at you, but they're not like actively screening ships that come in or anything. But it's a notable presence that's heightened as you pull in. And you just passed this place a couple days ago. There were not this many ships there. So they're all Visco ships.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Should I contact Vacation Grandpa, ask him what's going on?
You absolutely can.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him an email. Like, what's going on in this thread? I'm not gonna say that, but like...
I love that though. Yeah, you get a very cryptic response back. Something about why, yes, I did have fun on my vacation, but everybody's been recalled back to work now. There's a big project that we're all on alert for. So take care of yourself. I'll keep in touch.
I guess I might be a little nosy to be like, so what kind of jobs? And no, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, like it's obviously worded in a way that gives you information while still looking innocuous enough to anybody that might be reading his emails.
Right.
And probably it has like some different spellings or grammar style than what he normally uses, to give you a further like note of like, hey, this is a code.
Okay. Can Captain crack said code?
I mean, that was pretty much it. It's just saying like he can't really talk, and that we've all been recalled, which explains the increased military presence, and that they're all on alert for an upcoming project. So basically, you know that Visco is beefing up the military around Ceres, that they're all on high alert, and they're all getting ready for something to happen.
Huh. Captain is going to pull the crew together and tell them, and by crew I mean everyone, that there is something going on with Visco and we need to be on the lookout.
Okay. Do we know what the something is, or should we just tread real light?
I don't know what it is. I believe he was writing in a way that he was worried about other people seeing the message.
You're all welcome
Yes,
to roll.
Billy?
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Who's Vacation Grandpa?
He's a high-up general that works for Visco, who has done quite a few favors for us, even though we are not in favor of his company. You're cut out.
He do that then?
I'm sorry, you were halfway cut out.
Better?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this better?
Yes.
Good, I smacked it around a bit. Okay, but why would he do? Are you paying him? Are you paying him
No.
more than they are?
No. He likes me. He thinks I'm pleasant.
Billy looks so fucking confused.
Billy, contrary to popular opinion, I am likable by many people.
That's not what I'm confused about. Why is he giving you things for free? Why
He
are
likes me.
you giving away things for free?
We hate capitalism.
But isn't capitalism what keeps humanity alive?
There's like a from Daisy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sparky's definitely snickering.
And Billy is just looking more and more confused.
Unfortunately, statistically speaking, capitalism is causing the destruction of most of everything.
Then why is it everything?
Because the ones who benefit from it want to keep it that way.
Oh, you mean like the bigwigs and stuff, but
That's right. The rest of us don't benefit.
But the rest, there's a lot more of us than there are of them.
Exactly.
But then how does it work?
It doesn't. That's why we are actively working against it.
Is this why you gave me free parts?
Well, that because it's the right thing to do. If somebody is injured, you help them. If somebody needs something, you do what you can to help them.
But you like own things already. You're the people who you're the bigwigs.
Oh goodness, no.
But you own things.
A few. Many of which we've come across.
Have you looked at what it? They technically own the next 2 generations of my family.
Well, that's disgusting. Humans are not up for ownership.
I mean, it's a pretty standard contract.
Remember when I said that we don't do that kind of thing on this ship?
Yeah, it's just
that's kind of what we're trying to make the rest of everything like our ship.
There's just 6 of you.
That's never stopped us before.
There's more people.
You're gonna
Sorry, say again.
more guns. When we go to the scrapyard, they should have some mining equipment. I can probably reconfigure some of the boring lasers into something that can be put onto a turret.
I'm so tempted to say exciting lasers.
Daisy was actually about to say, can't we just get some exciting lasers instead?
Good. Which technically, you can excite a laser. So,
I love how nerdy we are.
I know, it's great. So Sparky just gives Billy the deadest of looks and says, not everyone thinks that people should be owned, or that's normal. There's a lot more people like us than just us 6.
Can I help?
Well, we were hoping you would.
Yeah, we didn't want to come out and say it because usually people will say, you're crazy.
And we are technically criminals.
Yeah, technically.
I'm technically illegal technology that is owned by multiple corporations.
Not anymore, you're not.
Same.
Same hat, same barcode. Oh my god, that's a meme.
That's amazing.
I remember how I told you I was a clone and how I'm probably technically still owned by the cartel.
Yeah.
As soon as you stepped foot on the ship, you weren't owned by anybody.
Before you knew I was on the ship, or when I actually got on the ship?
Like when we knew you were on the ship. It doesn't, the ship isn't magical.
Because that would be really weird.
That would be really weird. But helpful.
Own with a bomb in their stomach.
I mean, it's less of a bomb and more of a joystick, but kind of, yeah.
Bomb, remote control, same difference.
Like I can, if they activate me, I won't necessarily die killing people. Is the problem?
No, but that makes you the bomb.
Anyway, what I
Sparky
mean
has
is,
anxiety. I wouldn't refer to them as a bomb.
thank you. What I mean
I
is
think
that
Daisy just goes like, unless it's Sparky, you're the bomb. She does finger guns at you and is a total dork about it.
not the time, Daisy. Not even remotely the time. What I mean
Really,
is
you're
that
going to use the word remotely?
I was thinking the same thing.
Just like looking at all of you like you're the fuck.
so since you set foot on the ship and now you're here, nobody owns you, which means you get to make up your own mind.
You're also free to leave at any time.
Oh, you.
No. I have no interest in any form of monetary compensation. It really means very little to me.
I can work.
That means very little to me as well.
You're not indebted to anyone.
I'm
Like,
not
you
sure
don't-
what half this crew does. I'm pretty sure at least 2 of them play on a VR headset all day.
That's not us. That's the boys.
I don't work.
They'll do things if I ask them to because I'm the captain, or if Annalise asks them to because, well,
They're teenagers. They should have been working for like 10 years by now.
oh goodness, no. I mean, one of them unfortunately was probably working at an obscene age, but we kidnapped them both, so.
Why are 10-year-olds
Seth is just looking like people are noticing me. Uncomfortable.
Stop perceiving me!
why is 10 years old obscene?
Perhaps you have a skewed idea of what a ethical work age is, but it's not 10 for a human anyway. I mean, for me, I'm technically 5 years old, but
Yeah, but you're an android.
yes.
And then she looks at Spark. How old are you?
We don't know, and at this point, I really don't want to know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That sounds rough, buddy. And she just reaches, pats Sparky. That sounds rough, buddy.
My girlfriend got turned into the moon.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy. Oof. So, you get to decide if you want to stay and help, or if you just want to stay and you don't have to help,
I want to help.
but you don't owe anyone. Because if we did debts and owing and stuff, we'd all be fucked.
Debts have anything to do with sex?
I don't know, humans use it as an expression.
It's not literally.
Depression.
I think Daisy chimes in. It's like, I feel like we've gotten off track with the point of the conversation.
So you want to stay.
Yes. If that means I can help.
That means you
Yes.
can help. It just means don't think of it like you owe us.
What do you want me to do on the ship?
What are you good at?
I mean, I'm pretty good at like maintaining machinery and stuff, and I'm good at getting into all the filters and stuff and cleaning those out without ever having to replace them. My lungs are rated so I can go outside for short periods of time, though it will start causing damage to the more fleshy bits that I still have. Yeah, I can breathe with an oxygen level of 2%. So I can pretty much go anywhere on the ship if you need it.
Sounds useful.
Daisy just is like, we'll call the going outside without a suit like Plan Z.
I don't want to. I mean, like, I've had exposure burns and stuff. Like,
Yeah, that's
but
last
We'll give you
resort
an
option.
environmental suit if we need you to go out.
okay, I'm just trying to let you know this.
Welcome
Even I
to...
put one on and I don't breathe.
It's true.
Why?
Micrometeors.
I mean,
Crazed assassins with guns.
is that a usual thing?
Do you
It's
want
fair.
the honest answer to that, or do you want to be lied to like some humans?
I would rather know what variables I'm working with, please.
That's normal.
It's fairly common, yeah.
It's just the one, though.
What's the man who I
Usually.
in the air vents to get past that one?
Yes, he is a known violent cartel assassin.
Yeah, he taught me
Shove him.
before.
I just pushed past him and he didn't stop me.
Because he has no issue with you.
Yeah.
But I thought you said he was a violent assassin.
Not indiscriminate killer, though.
Yeah, he's hired, usually, although he has a bit of a grudge with us.
What?
Less now? Oh.
We ruined his life.
I feel like this is the point where like the camera's panning out as we're like, well, you see, this one time.
More and more horrified of what you've done to this poor man.
Oh, let's not put him on a pedestal.
No,
Yeah,
no.
Just like,
I'm just imagining like some slow, sad music while there's a montage playing of all the times that you've just screwed Rip over.
she's
He
like,
couldn't afford to feed his chinchillas because they demoted him to a dock worker.
I'm thinking.
Well, he shot Annie, so, like, sucks to suck, I guess.
Right? Should have thought of that
Yeah.
before you know.
I think you might be more of a problem to him than he is to you.
At this point, that's fine.
I'm good with that. I mean, I was ready. I was so ready to just take him out back there.
Be the only one who doesn't hate Rip when he shows up again, and she's just like, "Hi, I've been warned about you."
I'm with them, but I'm not like with them.
I don't know about you. Sorry for shoving you in the vent.
It's like,
Please tell me.
you all seem like you have some things to work out. I'm just gonna go make a sandwich and let you all sort it.
Because these are new.
Oh my god. Also, I'm gonna have to go back and clip the part where you're all explaining like not capitalism to Billy, and just put like the Windows error noises over it, over and over.
Hard to get that look right.
It was beautiful. But yeah, that sounds like a good spot to wrap up unless there's anything else anybody wanted to say. All right. So, just a brief summary of what you just found out. So, Rip was trying to get a case. Someone else got it. That someone being somehow tied to Alice, who works with the Trash Pandas, sent a message to Annie which said, "Hey, nice to see you. You should probably get out of there." And now, like 2 or 3 days later, Ceres is bristling with Vizco military. May or may not be a connection there, just as a thing. And that's where we are. So that was a lot of fun. That was a great 50th episode. We're gonna go on a raid here very shortly, but before we do, I want to let everybody say what their favorite part was, where we can find them next, anything they'd like to share or plug. And since it's our 50th episode, share just like what are your favorite parts of the whole series, if you want to. You don't have to, but just as another thought. We'll go reverse order from how we started. So Goody, we'll start with you.
Let's see here. My favorite part today would probably be the stare down between Rip and Captain. Just like I'm imagining like two pissed off cats like on the same fence, and like they both have their backs arched and their tails are fluffed up and everything, but then they just walk past each other because cats are assholes. But and then oh god, favorite part from the whole game, that feels impossible.
Or just a highlight, something that you've enjoyed. Doesn't have to be your literal favorite.
Yeah. Well, I
Something
mean,
that comes to
playing
mind.
this game is the highlight of my week. So that's my highlight, just as this game exists. So yeah, I'll be here next week. Same time, same place.
All right. Next, we'll hop over to Alex. What was your favorite part of the session? Where can we find you next? Anything you want to share or plug? And then just a highlight of the series.
Thank you for doing it just as I took a very big inhale.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. I feel bad that I'm not going to be able to come back to Seattle, but I gotta say, I really like Billy. Billy has been a fucking delight to play, especially being the one who has no fucking idea what this crew has been up to. Like, she is taking everything at face value because she has no other frame of reference with y'all, and everything you're telling her is sounding more and more likely. Like, if you told her that you'd found proof of alien life, but the corporations were keeping it under covers, she'd probably buy it.
I love that. I also echo that. I really like Seattle, but I'm loving Billy as well. That's been a great addition.
Seattle was comfortable to play, but at the same time, unfortunate. So, fair warning to everybody. My grandfather just passed away last Sunday, and he was very, very close. I was very, very close to him growing up, and he's kind of like, he's a big person who I base a lot of my positive masculinity, masculine traits on who I want to be as a person. And I didn't really realize that I dumped almost the entirety of that into Seattle. So, unfortunately, with my grandpa's passing, I can't be Seattle because he's too much like my grandpa. Only he's very gay. My grandpa is not. My grandpa is incredibly straight, but yeah, it's been a nice refresher to like have a chance to play a new character and interact and make new relationships with each of the characters too. Because like she views Annie as like this, like, oh wow, you are so much higher than me, but you're really, really cute, but also you are so beyond me, I'm just gonna admire from afar. Meanwhile, Captain has just gone like, hi, I'm your mother now. And Billy's just like, what? And then there's Sparky.
Eat your vegetables.
Then there's Sparky, who keeps getting triggered talking to Billy because they're a bit too alike sometimes.
Yep.
No, it was really interesting to like just sit back, and I think my favorite part from tonight, though, in particular, was explaining capitalism. Because, like, I'm like, I understand everything, but I'm trying to think from the point of view of somebody who has never been exposed to these ideas. In fact, has been deliberately kept away from most of these ideas.
Yep.
Entire life. Gotta love them asteroid mines. Oh,
Hooray!
small spaces that you gotta fit into. What better than 10-year-olds?
Oh, it's so awful.
It is really awful, and I apologize in advance. Billy's backstory is not exactly pretty.
Oh no, that's.
I mean, like,
It's
join the
very-
club.
It's sadly believable, like now, and B, incredibly believable in this setting. So.
Oh God, the look on like Jay's face when I did the whole. Billy was like, "I've never been on a planet," and just like I could hear it, and everybody is just like.
I think that was the moment where everybody was like, "Oh, small bean must protect."
Oh, she's older than half of you. Actually,
I know, but still.
She's still the oldest. I'm still playing the oldest character, and she's 28. She's not even 30.
That's funny.
But yeah, overall, getting to play Seattle. Because getting to play Seattle kind of like gave me kind of an idea of, yeah, though I like making the dumb, stupid ass jokes. I like being the dad friend. So it was a cool learning experience for me. But yeah, you can find me around here typically on Saturdays. Sometimes I'm over on Nerds with Dice on Fridays. Yeah, or on Can Chaos Art, where I occasionally update on Twitter with artwork stuff.
Cool. V, favorite part of this episode? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug? And then just a highlight of the series for you.
Favorite part of this episode was the record scratch. Let's take 5 minutes to discuss if we want to murk Rip or not. The intense desire to do so, but then the step-by-step reeling ourselves back in from that. Third time's the charm. Next time the opportunity presents itself, that's our golden one. We got to take it.
Rip has idea how lucky he is. Like, he has no fucking idea how many times we've almost killed him.
Yeah.
Well, at least attempted to kill him. He's still a little stronger than y'all. Like,
a little
individually.
bit, but, you know. I'm sure it's kind of that conundrum where it's like, yeah, a 7-year-old is tiny, but how many 7-year-olds could you take at once?
Yeah, it's more like the how many 7-year-olds are you willing to sacrifice to take out the 20-year-old, we'll say.
How many are at our disposal?
There you go. I don't know, there's just some part of me that expects Rip to lose it at some point. Just we keep annoying him the same way that he annoys us.
We're the fly you can't kill in your house.
Yeah, literally. I don't know. There's some part of me in the back of my head that just whispers like, one of these days he's gonna snap, and somebody's gonna get hurt, and then we're really gonna have to fight him, like for our lives. So that's pretty interesting. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm trying to remember the rest of the questions. In terms of the entire series up until this point, my God, so there are too many good points, but also I can't remember like half the shit we've done. Just the constant getting ourselves into trouble, but then somehow always making it out. With a few bumps and bruises along the way, but ultimately our crew is held up pretty well, and we've got some good bonds going on. We might piss each other off from time to time, and there might be periods of not talking, but ultimately this is the family. We have each other, each other's backs when it comes down to it. So that's been pretty good, and just kind of the character interactions most of all, getting to talk to each other in different situations, and very, very real emotions when you don't expect them to be that real. There have been times where I've logged off after a session and just had to sit and stew for a little while and let the emotions pass and regulate themselves and go, okay, I'm not Annie anymore. I'm Vanessa. I gotta sit down and we'll take this up next week when Annie comes back. So all in all, it's just been really, really great to be able to get so into a character like that and have all of these different characters to interact with, and it really kind of puts you in that headspace. But yeah, I look forward to the next 200 episodes. I don't know, whatever comes to us. But as for me, I will be here for more Animus. We've got Star Wars. Eventually we will get around to the season finale of Exodus. I can't say next week because God only knows. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. But we will get to that eventually, and that will happen on a Wednesday. Unsure. But in 2 weeks, the Saturday coming up in 2 weeks is the 7th of August, which means that we will be going into my birthday on the 8th of August in the middle of that game, which I'm super pumped for, because last year we got to celebrate my birthday on stream as well. So I'm super pumped for that. Last time, let's see what happened. Last time, I had some alcohol and named Seth after a Twilight character, and that's still one of my favorite memories so far. That's an honorable mention as well for the whole series so far. Me drunkenly getting to name one of our NPCs after a Twilight character. That was really great. And shout out to you guys for letting me do that, because that's bogus. But yeah, so you can find my work online. I have an art Twitter at Pepero Draws. That's Pepero like the candy. This year I participated in Art Fight, so there's lots of original characters up there from different people. So you can check that out. But yeah, that's me.
Awesome. And hey, Seth was never originally supposed to have a name, so you did him a favor.
Hey, at least I gave him a nice name.
It's true. Yeah, Seth was supposed to be literally faceless, nameless cartel thug.
And now he's my baby.
Yep. with an actual personality and backstory and everything. Awesome. And then Jay, favorite part of the session, where can folks find you? Anything you want to share, plug, and then just a highlight of the series?
I think my favorite part, that's tough. That's a really tough one. I think my favorite part was the fact that nothing went wrong. You know, like, it's very rare we get to say that during an Animus episode, but the fact that
yeah, you're right. Nothing went wrong on this.
Everything just kind of went as it was supposed to go, or at least didn't have any serious repercussions. And I think that's a win, personally. I think that's great. I will also say, getting to see Rip get screwed over by someone was satisfying. That made up for not killing him in that instance. So
just gonna read that video over and over and over again.
Over. Oh, I mean, they just send it to the cartel anonymously, like, hey, looks like your operatives are doing good work out there. You know, sarcasm face. So that was beautiful. Favorite part of this whole show, it's a toss-up between the museum heist, which was wonderful. I think that one's still my favorite heist we've done, not only because it was a 2-part episode, but because it was so detailed. It was one of our best, like, adapting to a serious issue in the middle of a heist, which we tend to see. Although I will say the raid in the cartel training grounds was a very close second on that front.
That's such a good one.
Well, she did with the doctor
Right?
in the museum heist.
Mm.
Captain with the skirt.
Yep. Everything. Like the whole thing was just masterpiece. So it's a toss-up between that and the beach planet episode.
Yeah.
Because that one, like
Therapy.
the kinetic sand on the bridge was funny, but actually seeing our characters in a non-anxiety inducing situation was one of the strangest things I've ever seen. It was so bizarro world that it really sits in my mind as like one of my favorite bits. And yeah, like Vanessa was saying, I love playing a game where I can be this into a character, where the character's doing stuff without me realizing it. Like, I've never played a role-playing game where a character has reliably made me cry like twice a season. So that's been a real treat. And obviously getting to know and play with all of you has been an absolute delight. Where you can find me next will be on Tuesday at 6 Mountain Time for Standing Stones, which is also full of emotions. Different kinds, but definitely full of emotions. It's coming to a head about what's going to happen next, and I might get to yell at some goblins about being terrible parents. So stay tuned for that.
So excited for that.
I don't even know where it's all going to come from the heart. Other than that, yeah, you can find me on Twitter and itch.io at AlienJs sometime later this year. Once I'm not panicked about being alive, I will have a whole ass system to release and some other stuff that I haven't mentioned yet.
So excited for that too. Awesome. And that just leaves me my favorite part of this session. All of the stuff with you all and Rip, which a little context for in particular why that's one of my favorite parts. The events that were sort of happening this episode are events that are happening with the roleplay event on the Animus lore and roleplay server, where I'm essentially periodically throughout the week and the coming weeks dropping little story moments, which anyone's welcome to join the server and make a character and interact with the story. But there's big things that are happening, and so it was neat to be able to have our sort of alternate universe version of that here, and see how you all react to the things that are happening, and me having already written out exactly what's going through Rip's head during all of that, and then just having that in my own mind while watching what you do to him.
Tell me what went through his head when some girl just shoves past him in the thing, just says, "Excuse me," and then he runs into fucking Captain. Please tell me what was going through his head just then.
Well, I mean, I didn't have that part written out yet, but it was very much well, this is either about to be a very bloody fight, or we're going to be fine. It's like sort of that all depends on what you do. Is sort of directed at Captain. At this point, Rip's like just ready. Like, I'm getting too old for this shit. I just want to go retire on my ranch on Mars and be done with it all. That's pretty much where Rip's at.
It's
Can we
Mars,
go
you're never
haunt
gonna
his
be able to
ranch?
relax. Yeah.
That we're gonna go and bug him on his ranch. We're just gonna go up and be like, "Hi, Rip. We're your roommates now."
I just pictured
God.
he's out in the middle of just on a ride somewhere in the middle of Mars, and he's just from a bush somewhere. Nice horse, dork. Just harassing it.
And Rip's like, just leave me alone.
Sitting
just,
in a
like,
rocking chair on
eating-
the porch, like they're out there somewhere. I know they're there.
He's trying
Oh my God! Is this what Rip was like as a teenager?
Possibly.
He's like trying to eat dinner, and from one of his windows, somebody shouts, "What's for dinner, nerd?"
He just becomes like the ultra violent version of the Chicken Run farmer.
Yeah.
He's just
got
out there
somebody
like
out.
tearing bushes out of his lawn. Like, can't leave them places to hide.
Oh my god. But yeah, that going back to what I was saying, that was one of my favorite parts about this episode, was just getting to see that, having already written out like what's going through certain characters' minds and everything. So just it's a lot more detailed than what I normally go into an episode with, because I can't pre-write things for this show. It's impossible. I never know what you all are gonna do. But yeah, that was good. And then getting to see Daisy and Captain sort of bond a little bit and have the interaction, and her get to like show Captain things from her past life, which was kind of fun. Also rolling and
To frame an adulterer.
yeah, I was gonna say, and having the rolls land to where it turned out like, yeah, that guy actually is a sleazeball. And yeah, getting to frame him for stealing a bunch of ID cards. It's just great.
That'll learn him.
Yep. But yeah, the whole thing was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the session quite a bit. Highlight of like the whole series. There are several. One, the impact that the whole crew had on Daisy. Because initially Daisy was just going to be the big bad evil guy, and was not going to reconcile with the crew. That was the original plan, and then you all got in her head so much that she changed her mind, and I believe she basically confessed. And everything, and so that's why she's still around. She was never intended to go past season 1. So that was one. The mashed potato map is easily, hands down, one of the biggest highlights. That whole thing was just fantastic. I still laugh about that every time, with the little black olive turrets over the towers. That whole thing is just fantastic. And then yes, the beach episode is always, both of them honestly will always be my a couple of my favorite episodes for very different reasons. But yeah, no, it has been an absolute delight and privilege to play with all of you for 50 episodes. I still can't believe we've done that many. And I am very much looking forward to doing a whole lot more with this world in general, and then of course with this specific crew as well.
Warning, the regular Animus Absentis you're used to will be taking next season off. There's going to be a different Animus game running at the in our place.
Yeah, it's
Telling people about it.
I'm sorry, I think I ended up cutting you off. What was that last part?
You should tell people about it.
I actually was just about to, so that was good timing. I was going to say, yeah, there's a lot going on with Animus, not just Absentis. But yeah, after this season, we're going to take a break to give these characters some time off and our players time to do other things on Saturdays, and just have a break in general. But it doesn't mean no Animus content for next season at all. We're going to have a different show called Animus Violentis, which is going to be grittier, as the name might suggest. And probably is going to have a lot to do with the events that were just set in motion in this episode. So a lot more, a lot less, I should say. No, let's not shoot the person, and a lot more, yeah, let's shoot the person. It's going to be a little bit grittier, a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Something that, but it's a style, a visual style, something wave that I'm drawing a blank on.
I think
I
I know
like
what you mean.
like 80s kind of style.
Vaporwave?
Vaporwave?
What? One more time?
Vaporwave?
Vaporwave. Yes, thank you.
Really?
That's the word I was looking for. I could not
That is not what my head
find
is at
the
all.
word. Yeah, vaporwave. A lot more like
Gonna
that
be
aesthetic.
Vaporwave with blood is going to be gorgeous.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's still deciding on cast for that, but we got a lot of applications in, yeah, it's gonna be good. So that'll be next season. That will tell a little bit of a different story, probably a shorter arc, and then the plan is to come back with more Animus, Absentis, the first season of next year. But we do still have a couple more episodes of this left. Where are we on that? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 more episodes.
Yeah, 4 more. 1 more month.
Yeah, so we do have 4 more episodes of Absentis, and then we'll have our break and focus on a different crew in the same setting, doing a lot more violent things, more than likely. But it's going to be really good. I'm excited for it. And then if that's not enough Animus for you, as I mentioned, I do have the lore and roleplay server up now on Discord. I'm working on compiling all of the world building that's happened over these last 50 episodes into one place, which is the Discord server. So there's a bunch of channels in there that are organized by info, so you can go and read through about locations and characters and things like that in the setting. And I'm very slowly getting stat blocks for characters. Eventually it will be its own tabletop book, but in the meantime, because that's going to take a while, I want people to be able to interact with the world on their own now. So the other half of the server is for roleplay. So it's all the same locations with stories happening. And like I said, you can go and make your own character and just roleplay and interact. It's a lot of fun. And the link for that is going to be in chat. I also just posted it in my Twitter today. So you can go to my Twitter and check out that as well. But there is the Discord link in chat now for Animus. Let's see, what else was there? Where you can find me next. Today is Saturday, so it'll be Tuesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time for Standing Stones, which is also, been a very... yes, V. Sorry, I just saw Zoom chat. Animus Violentus, but make it Hotline Miami. Kinda, yeah. But yeah, Standing Stones is a really great show, emotional in different ways, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So come check that out on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then other stuff to share, plug, all that good stuff is just our sponsors, which is Fundamental RPG. That's the system that powers this game, also Standing Stones, and Welcome to Madison. It's a independent of genre, so you can tell any story that you want to with it. It's D20, so if you are familiar with D20 systems out there, it's pretty easy to pick it up and run with it, and it's not a super thick book either. So it's only that thick. It looks like this. Oops, that's the back. It looks like this. And you can pick up your own copy on Amazon if you want the book, or if you just want the digital version, you can get that at coffee.com/Raven, like it says at the bottom of the screen. And until the end of the month, it's half off for the PDF, so you can get that for less than $10. So yeah, I highly recommend picking that up. It's a pretty solid little system to run whatever story that you want to tell. Also at coffee.com/Raven is Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. A bunch of different products like apparel and drinkware with a tabletop theme to it. You'll probably find something that you like if you go there, so check that out also. And then dieharddice.com. Die Hard Dice is another sponsor. I really love their dice and have before they were a sponsor. My dice bag is probably 90% Die Hard Dice, if not more. So I highly recommend going and checking that out, especially the Fey Bloom set right now. It's one of my sets that I have my eye on. It's a purple and blue gradient with silver numbers. It's really, really pretty. So there's a link directly to that in chat as well. And then if you use the code BLACKFEATHER, all one word with a capital B, you can get 10% off your whole order. And then finally, if you want to catch up on this show or any others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. And then our raid cry is going to be 12-piece chicken McFucking murder. Feel free to copy that right out of chat. And we're going to go raid Weave the Tale, which is another fantastic community. Highly recommend giving them a follow. They're playing a Fallout game, which I didn't know existed in tabletop form. That's really cool. So go say hello and give them a follow, and then I will see you all on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.